This is about to be the most scuffed video on my entire channel, but I forgot to record the audio for this. So we're just gonna watch back my footage, and I'm just gonna commentate it, okay? Like, I spent an hour recording this. So what I said is, I don't like the FGCs. I think they're badly designed. Auto turnarounds a bullshit mechanic, and dying off one hit is very, very stupid. They feel inescapable and unfun to play against. What's the next character? Marth. I think Marth feels incomplete in this game. This is absolutely his clunkiest and worst feeling version he's ever been in. I think he just needs kind of to be overhauled in opinion. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Lucina in well designed. She was in the last video. Rob feels very fucking over-centralizing in this game. I think it makes sense that she's very centralized in, he is very centralized in Gyro, but it makes no sense as to why moves like Nair and down tilt should be that undescribably good. Greninja feels overall very clunky in this game compared to Smash 4. Smash 4 Greninja was, once again, kind of another weird character that got nerfed into the ground, but in this game he feels so fucking linear and I'm not a fan of it. I really think they should just tune him in a different direction. Game & Watch, not a fan of his design in this game. I don't know why they did this to him, but he's so over-centralized on being this weird up-B machine. Like, I'm not a fan. I think up-B really kills this whole set for me. I think Jigglypuff is a well-made character. This is probably her best iteration in my opinion, where she's most well-rounded character, but she's also the best in the air, where she should be, but she also has not just that going on for her. I like that idea. Wario, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I like this design. They went for this weird, like, floaty, kind of stubby-esque character. They gave him a few little disjoints and gimmicks with, like, things like Neutral B, things like Bike, but I like what they did with Wario. I'm a little bit of a fan. The only thing I'd really say is that Wolf sometimes can feel a little unfair, but outside of that, I think Wario's a well-designed character. Bowser, I've slandered him for years on this channel, but I think he is a decently well-made heavy. I would argue that this is probably the best heavyweights have ever been in this game, and this is the probably most well-balanced they've ever been in this game, and I think Bowser's kind of a good representation of this. I think he's a little over-centralizing things, like I don't think up-B should be that good of out of shield, and I don't think his command grab should be that fast, but it's way better than what we had in Smash 4, where he was grab the game. And now he's kind of just fire breath, and then it kind of just fares you the entire game. Ganon, I put him down here. I think he's a well-made character, and I do like him, but I really just think they should really ditch the whole Smash design they went for him, and just make him a different character, unironically. Give him more references to his home series. He's a cool character with a lot to pull from, but they just refuse to give him any of it, in my opinion. It's just not... He deserves better, in my opinion. ZSS, I like how ZSS is designed in this game. I really do think the only thing she's missing is the fact that just fix her multi-hits. That's all I could really ask. Other than that, I really like how they changed her from being a grappler in 4, that if you, for any reason, got grabbed, you're probably dead, to a more well-rounded, speed-based character / keep-away character. I like it. Snake, I love how Snake's designed. I think in Brawl they nailed it, but in this game they made him a little bit more free-flowing and less centralizing around just putting you in a bad position and forcing you into that bad position. Once again, they now allow you to have more creativity with said character, and I like that. Snake's a very interesting and fun character to watch in this game, and I love how they just allowed him to use all his setups and stuff with his neutral B. Or, sorry, not neutral B, down B. Duck Hunt, not a lot of people agree with me on this, but I think Duck Hunt's a pretty well-designed character. I feel like the only things that you really need to change on him is, for some reason, they have side B being very weird in this game, and then I think down B always felt weird to me, but then again, I don't play Duck Hunt, so I don't know. But I think outside of those moves, I think Duck Hunt's a pretty well-designed character for what they were going for. I think Can's a very expressive move, and his aerials feel surprisingly snappy, and I don't know why, but I'm a fan of it. Duck Hunt is one of the... not a lot to pull from for source material, but I think they did a good job in representing it in Smash. Yoshi, I'm not too big of a fan of Yoshi in this game, but I think for what they did, they wanted him to be an aerial character that's more well-rounded, opposed to Puff, who is strictly an aerial character with a few gimmicks on the ground. Yoshi has a lot more things on the ground that allow him to combo into his aerials, which I think is what they should do. Though I do think he has a bunch of over-centralizing things. Like, I don't think Double Jump needs that crazy of armor. I understand giving it armor, or Yoshi would just get free edge guarded by every character in the game. And then they also gave him moves like Down Air, which don't make sense. That does like 22% somewhere in that area. For like no reason. It's really stupid. But yeah, no, that move is just ridiculously good. I feel like toning down those two things would just really make this character feel a little bit more fun to fight. Mario, not a fan of how Mario plays in this game. I would argue I almost like this design more in Smash 4 as a grappler, where in this game he's just weird all-around grappler. Once again, they wanted him to be a more well-rounded character for that anyone and everyone could pick up and play and have fun playing, but instead they ended up making this disgustingly mashy and unfun character to fight in this game. I'm not a fan of how Mario is played in this game. I think he has a lot of weird design decisions where, like, for some reason his up B will spike you, and if you get spiked by it, you are completely and utterly dead, and there's no chance for you to survive. I don't understand that, but yeah, no, I'm not a fan at all. How this frame trappy grappler-esque character, not a fan. DK, we can all agree DK is probably like the funnest character in the game. Can we just all agree on this? I'm a fan of DK. I like how he plays, and I like playing against him. Once again, I think that's what makes a really fun character, is if you have fun playing him and have fun playing against him. I think you could probably say you don't like playing against some of the characters I put in well designed, but DK is a character we can all agree that if you see him in well designed, you like him. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, DK. No, we're DK fans. Falco, not at all a fan of how they did Falco. Falco's meant to be a very flashy character, where in this game he's absolutely not in the slightest. Though I will say that I think he has a few cool things I like, but like, no, this is not how you do a cussing character opposed to Bayonetta. This character has a bunch of just weird, awkward things that don't make sense, and then he just becomes up-tilted character whenever, you know, ever he can. And then he has other things like his landing hitbox on fair that just not only looks awful, but just doesn't feel right at all, and you're probably going to get hit by a lot if you're not ready for it. So, yeah, no, I just feel like Falco could really do with just, like, take him back to Melee or Brawl or something. Just, like, change what he does, dude. I understand they want him to be a very aerial-based, combo-esque character, but I don't think this is all the way to do it. Piranha Plant. I really like the idea behind the Piranha Plant. A very frame trappy character who, once again, is very deadly from below, but yeah, no, I just feel like he needs something else to do other than ledge trapping. He feels like a very incomplete character sometimes, where like his hitboxes just sometimes just feel awful, don't work, they don't feel very fast. Like, just give him something else to do that's not just ledge trapping. Lucas is a very weird character in Ultimate. I think he's always been a weird character, but he feels especially strange because they keep trying to push his design further and further into that wacky, crazy territory, but I feel like they keep failing consistently, because he's this floaty, grappler, zoner, weird-ass character. He's like a bunch of amalgamations of a bunch of different archetypes. Yeah, I don't think he really succeeds at any of them. I would argue probably Smash 4 was his best iteration, because they really just doubled down on him being a grappler, and that's probably the game he's best in. In this game, he's just kind of a weird mid-tier to high-tier character that no one really plays, and everyone just sees as a gimmick. I really think they should stop pushing him around and just really focus in on his design. Ness is an interesting character in this game, in my opinion. Though I will say it's a little annoying that he's very over-centralizing on moves like PK Fire, because he has a lot of cool things and a lot of different moves he can do. I'd also argue that people will probably disagree with me here for his aerials. I do think they're a little insane for what they do. Once again, I think this character will very much teach you patience, not playing as him, but playing against him. Cloud, people disagree with me, and I'm a little biased with this, but I think Cloud's a very well-designed character, especially coming out with Smash 4. Once again, I'm a little bit of a Cloud fan, so, you know, I'm a little biased here. But I really like what they do with Limit rather than making his game plan. It's more of, like, a small part of his game plan. Once again, it also allows him to play in a bunch of different ways. Like, rather than just being aggressive swordy that just has a big sword and swings in your face, now he can play in a bunch of different ways. And I like that. Once again, this character gives you a lot of different expression, and that's what I like seeing in characters. And Cloud is definitely one of those characters that gives you the most. Okay, I really think they almost pulled off a Sora, but then they made him a very slow, floaty character with a move like Neutral B, which very much incentivizes slowing down the pace of the game, which is not fun. Once again, Smash Ultimate's a decently fast game, and they very much wanted this to be a very fast-paced game, and then they just made Sora just slow, boring-ass character that puts the game to a screeching halt every time he's on the screen. Not a fan of this character, though I do see what they were going for, this Bayonetta-esque character, and I almost like it, though his speed really, really hinders him. I really think they just need to tweak him a bit more. Olimar, not a fan of this design. Once again, I don't think it's more of how he plays. I think he does play pretty faithfully to his home series. I think it's more... I think Olimar just needs to be, I don't know, given new animations, because a lot of his animations, in my opinion, don't make sense. Because, like, if you're hit by a purple up smash, you're probably dead. but like it doesn't really feel like it. It feels like, oh no, I got hits. You know what I mean? But no, you're absolutely dead. It is terrifying to hit by Olimar anything, and then like he just points his Pikmin in a way, telling you do this, and it's just like, And so we can agree this is how you design a grappler, right? Once again, they gave him a way around projectiles without making it very over centralizing, without playing the game for him. Once again, it creates these very scary, decisive moments in the game, and it really does make interesting use of how, or it makes each player choose wisely. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Once again, it makes very decisive moments in the game that are interesting to watch while not being over centralizing. Once again, Revenge in Cinnamoroar is scary, but it's not gonna completely and utterly change the pace of the game. You know what I mean? Because once again, there is counterplay to it, and I like that. I really do like that. I think this is how they should design grapplers going forward, while keeping an emphasis on the fact that they are grapplers. Once again, you get grabbed by Incineroar, it's scary, but you're not gonna die. And I really wish grapplers followed that more path rather than just being cheesy motherfuckers like Luigi or Kazuya. Diddy Kong, I think this is a good iteration of Diddy Kong. In Smash 4, he's a very weird, campy, grab you, kill you type character. In this game, he feels like a monkey that's hard to hit, and that's what I want to see from Diddy Kong. He's very tricky with how he uses things like banana, pop gun cancels, and monkey flip. Sorry, I almost got a flip kick. And I like that. I think that's how Diddy Kong should play. I will say, though, I think banana is a little stupid. I get giving it to him, but I think they could change it to be a more interesting move. The villagers, Isabelle and Villager. I both hate and like the idea of them coming from a very friendly, happy-go-lucky game into a fighting game like Smash Bros. But I don't think the design is too well. Once again, I don't think hitting with them just feels so unsatisfying to me, unless it's like an Isabelle up tilt, because Isabelle's up tilt's insane. But other than that, I don't know. I just feel like this character doesn't feel satisfying to play, and that's my whole justification for that. Okay, Link, I would argue, is probably one of the better designed characters in the game, though I really don't like his emphasis on Nair. I really wish they take away some Nair's power and put it more into the rest of his kit. But I really like how he interacts with Bomb and his projectiles, though once again, I think Nair's a little just too over-centralizing on a character like Link. Wii Fit, not at all a fan of how this character plays. I really think they should just go back to the drawing board with this character or scrap this character altogether, because those stubby ass hitboxes just make no sense and are so unintuitive to use. The amount of times I've been playing with people who don't really play Smash all too much, get Wii Fit off random, and then are confused as to why their moves aren't hitting is insane. I'm not at all a fan of what they did with her aerials. They're just so awkward and clunky to use, and they tried remedying that with deep breathing and giving her decent zoning game, but in my opinion, no. Just try again with them, unironically. Deep breathing just makes it so their gameplay is more infuriating to fight, and then Wii Fit players basically have to solely rely on their fucking projectiles, because once again, their aerials are just awful. Palutena, I'm gonna catch some flack for this one, but I think Palutena is pretty well designed. Once again, she's meant to be an all-arounder that anyone can play and have fun, and I think they really did a good job with that. Though I'd argue there's a few things in her kit that are a little bit too good, but then again, she's a top tier. It's kind of hard not to argue anything like that. So once again, I think for what they were going for, making her this kind of all-arounder that can do pretty much everything, I think they succeeded. And I really like how they changed her specials coming into this game. Once again, rather than just giving her the option between a counter or a reflector, they just said fuck it, gave her both, and then gave her decent zoning moves and side B and neutral B. So yeah, no, I'm a fan of what they did with Palutena in this game. Toon Link, not at all a fan of what they did with him in this game. I think they should just scrap this character altogether. I think he's a waste of a slot. If he's gonna be the legacy holdover moveset for Link, giving him, like, once again, make him the more just Link-ish character, giving him that moveset he's had since, like, Brawl, but I'm not at all a fan of how they did it, in my opinion. Once again, they took away all the things that made Link such a unique character. Now he's just kind of a boring zoning character with a small hit range and just boring-ass projectile game. At the very least, with Young Link, they made him a unique zoner, and the fact that he basically has sheet combos, but on a zoner, and then Link gets remote bomb to give him a bunch of unique interactions he can do, where Toon Link's just kind of a generic boring zoner who lacks a lot of the identity that characters like past Links had, so not a fan. Bowser Jr., this is another one I don't think a lot of people agree with me on, but I think Bowser Jr. is a well-made character. I think there's a few issues they need to iron out with, like, Koopa, or Mecha Koopa, but other than that, I think Bowser Jr. is overall a pretty well-designed character that gives you a decent amount of player expression for such a low-tier character. I would honestly be down to like learn some Bowser Jr. shenanigans, not play him in any capacity, but just have fun playing him because he's a decently fun character to play. Peach and Daisy. I don't know too much about them. Once again, I'm a bit more weaker on the knowledge side with them, but I do like what they did with them. Once again, Float is such a unique mechanic, and giving them that not only made them have to tune their kits like perfectly, but I think they did it in a very unique way where it definitely is like anyone can play them, but it also gives them the fact that if a higher level character is playing them or a higher skilled player is playing them, they are a scary character, and I like that. I do kind of wish though they had less emphasis on turnip and more emphasis on float, but once again they work in Kanjum and I kind of like that. Ice climbers, once again, also have them down there. I think they should just ditch this design altogether. I think Rosalina and Luma definitely did it better. The AI just does not function. The amount of times I've been forced to play this character off random and the AI kills themselves is fucking insane. I kind of gave away my thoughts on Rosalina and Luma earlier. That's not where I put them. Yeah, I was going to say, well designed. I think this is how they should do a puppet character. Once again, they have such great synergy with each other, but it obviously takes a smarter person to play said character. And rather than limiting the AI climber to a stock, Luma basically has unlimited stocks while being kind of a lightweight, and I kind of like that. I think they should really do that a lot more if they want to do puppet characters like this, and I think Rosalina is the perfect example of this. Mega Man is a character, once again, I'm not too familiar with, though I think his over-centralization on moves like Leaf Shield and Pellets is just kind of weird. I think Pellets being a big part of his game plan obviously makes sense because, once again, that's his main attack in his main game, and I think they did it well, but I also think he has a bunch of just useless moves like Down Tilt and Down Smash that, even Dash Attack, that I just think, I don't know, give them some purpose, you know? Not too big of a fan of what they did with Banjo and Zooey in the same. I think they should go back to the drawing board with this character. They made him this weird clunky zoner character when they were absolutely trying to make him just an all-arounder, but they're trying forcing him into these weird special moves, and now he's just this weird character that's the only way I know how to explain him. He just feels kind of awkward to play, and I'd really like it if they just tried again with him. I think this is a very good iteration of Fox. Once again, he doesn't feel so ever-centralizing, while also being a very good character that, I mean, like, if you play against a good Fox, you are understanding what you're playing against. I really like what they did with Fox in this game. Rather than making him a gimmick like he's been in other Smash games, in this game he feels like a very straightforward, hit ya real fast, and he's gonna combo your ass forever, and you just feel like you're an absolute just vortex of combos when playing as this character. I feel like that's what Fox should be, a very fast rushdown character, and I think they succeeded with that design in this game. Hero, I really like the implementation of Hero. He really does feel like a JRPG character just slapped in this game. Though I do think there's a bunch of moves a few moves he has that are just really unnecessarily good, like Magic Burst and Kaboom. Obviously, I know they're held back by the MP meter, but like they just feel very good for what the fuck they do. Like if you're anywhere near Kaboom, you're dead. That move is ridiculously strong and pulls in. I disagree with that strongly. I think Magic Burst is just too good at ledge, unironically, though I do like the idea of the move. Other than that, I really like what they went for with this character, allowing you to have a bunch of replay styles with him, and Menu is such a goofy and unique move that I love it. Pyra and Mythra, a little bit more of a hot take, but I think most of my criticism towards this character is actually with Pyra, not Mythra. I think they almost kind of succeeded with making her a very fast, rushdown character, though I don't think they should really do that at all, giving a sword character that type of speed and disjoint, but oh well. But I think Pyra, is where a lot of my criticism lies, with like moves like down air, which that's just straight deals. You should not do that. It should be more in line with Martha or Lucina down air, and then giving her that much strength while also giving her like that type of frame data I don't think really makes sense, and also giving her things like a Beata Shield, not too big of a fan of. Though I do also think that Mythra should be a lot more polarizing to play. I don't think she should have that much kill power. Like, once again, she has actual kill setups and shit that is just scary. Like, you can just get forward smash sometimes by her and just die. And I think forward sight is not a good move. I really think they should rethink that. And finally, Dr. Mario. I think Dr. Mario's fine design, though I do think he's a bit limited in areas where I don't think he should be. Like, I don't know why his recovery is made bad, though I feel like it has different uses. Like, it's a lot stronger of a move than Mario's, but I don't know, it just feels very weird giving him just a bad recovery. And then on top of that, they just made him just an overall slow character, so he just feels very clunky and slow to play. But I feel like once you finally get your hands on him, he feels more in line with like a Rappler than like a heavyweight. And I kind of like the idea, and I also like how they cloned him. Though I just feel like, I don't know, just give him some speed, man, unironically. But yeah, no, that's my list. I'm sorry. I accidentally forgot to press record on my mic, and it's kind of late, and I don't feel like recording it again. So yeah, no, this is the closest you'll get. Thank you, and yeah, no, I'll see you guys next week.